Right, I've registered an account on Chess24, so this will be my first game. Now everybody starts off with ratings at 1500, so it's possible that everybody, yeah, that's better, isn't it, having the bigger board size. Everybody at this sort of level, their rating might not actually reflect their playing ability. So let's just see how we get on. Okay, bishop up. I think I've got pawn up here if I remember. Oh no, he can just take. What am I doing? He can just take. He should have just taken with the knight. Now he's lost a piece. Yeah, bishop up is an unusual move. It's not the most common move in this opening. Can I get it any higher up? I haven't looked at the actual settings yet to see if there's anything else I can tweak. Let's just play up, just normal development. Knight up hits the bishop. Maybe the bishop up. I don't think I can draw arrows on this. I don't think I can. Let's just develop the bishop. Could have grabbed a pawn. Maybe I still could. I'll just grab this one while I can. Yeah, you can pre-move. Actually, I'm not sure about pre-moves either. I haven't had a chance to look through settings properly yet. Oh, he's missed it. He's just blundered a checkmate. So can I have a look at... oops, close that down. I'll just have a quick look at settings. Actually, I'll pause here while I do that. Right, I'm going to play my next game. What? Game aborted? Okay, let's just play again. 3 minutes. I'm just going to keep it simple, go for simple development. Might tempt him forward here, it does. Okay, I'll take that. Now go back. Bishop up. You know what, I'm going to drop back there, maybe develop the pawn here. I don't think I have the option to draw arrows. Oh, that's a good move actually. Don't want to lose the pawn, but how to protect it? Pawn up allows pawn down. I think I've got to throw the knight forward. Pre-move in case he takes. Oh, he's dropped his bishop. That's a bit unfortunate. So a knight check is a move, winning the bishop if he doesn't take. He just resigns, that's a good win. Now let's go again. I think I'll play Sicilian this time. What? Very unusual move. Okay, I'm going to line up to castle queenside and sack a pawn here, I think. Now see if he grabs the pawn. He doesn't. Ooh, I could have played knight takes there and pinned the queen, I think. Knight takes, up, he comes down. Yeah, it doesn't quite work now. Okay, let's just push a pawn up then. Oh, that's very bold. So I'll take. Wow, he just grabs. I'll take again. Okay, I've just got to keep my king safe and the game's just about won. I think I need to expand and release these pieces. He hits the rook. Now I don't actually mind that. I'll give him the rook. I've cut the path for the queen. So bishop can go up now, get king off the file so the knight can move. But the bishop can now check the king. Bishop up. Okay, I'll come in and hit that bishop, hit the pawn. Queen's now going to get active. Again, I'm still down on the clock though. Got to be a little bit careful. Goes back, so I can take the pawn, and it's check hitting the queen, so it really has to take with a bishop. So bishop check is still a move. Oh well, bishop up and I can just trade everything off. Okay, now hit that rook, which is defending the knight. That should be good enough to win the game. So he goes back. Hold on, let's work this out. Let's bring the bishop right in, because the bishop still pins the knight, so I can move the queen to hit the rook. The knight is still pinned, and I want to bring the bishop here to hit the queen. Whether it's any good or not, I don't know, but pawn up and knight across makes sense as well. Yeah, I'm going to chuck the pawn. Maybe that's a bad move, not sure. Now hit the queen. So he goes back. Now surely, pawn up hitting the knight must be winning, because I've got a discovery on the king and the queen if he moves. So that's a check, hitting the queen even if the queen blocks. That's got to be winning, you would think. What does that say? Opponent disconnected. I haven't got my reading glasses on, so I can't quite read a bit of this. But 20 seconds for the win, so there must be maybe a 30-second disconnection limit. Right, that was a win. That's good. Okay, I'll play another game. Stick to 3 minutes. Right, so I'll play knight up. That's my normal opening. Let's keep it very traditional. Okay, this is very unusual in a Reti opening. You don't normally play it like this. Queen across. I'll just play knight up. Hit the bishop, but hit the pawn as well. Okay, so pawn up, release the bishop, and push a pawn maybe. That is very, very bold. Okay, I'll counter that. He's going a little bit too aggressive here. So bishop up is a move. I'm going to try and get some center control. Right, pawn up to release the queen. Wow, he really is going all in, but I think that loses a pawn. I think I just win a pawn here. He's got to be a bit careful because my knight hits the pawn here. His queen does defend. Wow, he just ignores it. I can just take there anyway, I think, and then just pre-move with the knight to take back if he takes with the bishop. I've got to be careful a little bit. I can take the bishop there, but this is completely opened up. So I'm going to move the rook so the king can step aside. Again, I can still take with the knight. There's still danger there, so king across should be good enough. Maybe pawn up here. He's going to castle queen side. Actually, yeah, let's try and break up the centre ground. So just take. Now, do I sack? That's a question. Do I sack? I'm going to bring the queen up. Oh. Okay, I'll grab the pawn while I can. This could be dangerous, you know. I could easily lose a game like this. Could be dangerous. Oh, I'm down on the clock 30 seconds, just noticed. Bishop check is a move here. Try and create a blockade and then you've got a mate threat. So if he blocks it there and blocks the king's escape, I've got a checkmate here. There. He just missed it. That's good. Play another one. Now, much higher rated, 1764. So I'll play Sicilian instead of a Caracal. Okay, I've got a tempo to develop a knight, so I'll do that. So I can always play bishop up and bishop up to counter his move. I've got queen up actually. Queen up looks strong. He can't just put his bishop there. He might have to block with the pawn. Yes, he does. So I'll now develop the bishop and then maybe the knight. Knight across is a move here, and if he takes, he walks into a checkmate, so he can't take there. So if he plays knight takes, it's checkmate, so he can't do that, so I can simplify the position. So I'll just take there. Knight across and look to castle. This guy can certainly play though, so I can just tell straight away he's a different quality compared to what I've faced so far. So pawn up, takes, 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 takes. I might end up with an isolated pawn. I'll take with a pawn to release my bishop. Okay, just hit the rook. Wow, he pushes up and ignores it, so he's hitting my queen. So I could actually push with a pawn or bishop. I think I'm going to block with a bishop there. So I'm still hitting the rook. Rook moves. I think I'll just centralise my rook as well. Wow, he pushes. So I've got bishop in to hit the other rook. Oh, actually, is it just a free pawn? Yeah, it's just giving me a free pawn. But this pawn is weak, it's not protected. Apart from the knight, it's got no pawn support, so it could be just a temporary pawn. That. Now maybe do I push? Don't think it quite works. Knight over and he can take this. Let's play bishop in and try and trade off, and then we get a discovery on the queen if he takes. Just gains us a tempo. A minute and a half left each on the clock. So he pushes up. Okay, so just take. He's got a choice of which piece he wants. So I'm going to bring knight in this side to stop his pawn push and now try and push the pawn up the board. Not sure it's playable just yet. Okay. I think I'll just develop the rook. I've got knight over to hit the queen either square as a tempo, then maybe a knight check to hit the rook. Yeah, he's missed that. So I'm hitting the queen and then I'm threatening a check to win the rook next move, assuming he moves the queen somewhere. So this looks promising now. Oh, he's just dropped his queen. Well, that's unfortunate. He just didn't see the rook was there, and then I've still got the knight check, so he resigns. So what's that put me to? 1662, another good win. Excellent. Right, I'm just going to play my next 3-minute game. Right, so I've got my rating to 1662. I'm hoping to get it obviously comfortably up to 2000 at some point. I'll play a gambit line here, I think. Oh, so he's allowed knight up. Hold on. Knight up, pawn down. Yeah, I think knight up is playable here. I think he's got to play d5. I can take, kick the knight. I'm threatening just to push the pawn, or even knight takes, king takes, then push, depending on what he does next, like if he plays bishop up, for instance. I guess he'll move the knight out, but then I've got bishop check maybe, or queen check. He just pushes knight forward. Okay, so I'm looking at pawn up, looks very strong. Idea being just to free up here, so I can take, he's protected. Now can I push again? Queen check. Can't play bishop check. I think I'll just take there then. Okay, now I'll just double his pawns up. I'm going to lose this pawn, but don't really care about that. Let's just castle. So we're hitting this pawn, hitting this pawn. I don't think I can highlight the squares there. So which do I want? I'm going to take this one because they're doubled up. So I'll try and bring the queen back somewhere and then go after that one again. So just drop the queen back. He's obviously got knight down to hit the pawn here. Okay, well now I'll grab this pawn. So I think... Hold on. Bishop up. He's got check, takes. I don't have to take with a king. So bishop up looks fine. Again, I'm hanging this pawn, but I'm going to try and simplify. Maybe I could just grab this pawn as well. Oh, he just pushes up. Okay, I probably should have just grabbed. Not to worry, I'll just take. Take again. Now I'll put this... Oh, actually. Gain a tempo hitting the rook and bishop. I'm now a clean pawn up. So I might as well simplify, put this pawn on a light square. Give my king space and then hope I can get out. Oh, I didn't mean to go there. I didn't mean to go there. Right, make sure the king's got space. Oh, I'm 30 seconds down though. What? No, I don't think this works for him. Just protect this rank. So I'm a clean pawn up. Now I can push up the board. Okay, let's just run the king up. Right, we've got a nice passed pawn. Let's hope we can protect it. We can't. Actually, let's bring the king up first. Try and get there before his king can. That should be cleanly winning. Just push the pawn. Okay, just go. And just collect the pawn. Just check and take. Oh, again, I've got another one opponent disconnected. It's a bit unfortunate if I haven't just thought, well, I've lost, so I'll just resign the game, but not to worry. Excellent, got there, so I'm up to 1697. I think I'll play one more game. So playing another similar rated player. But again, I'm just starting off and working my way up. My opponent might be as well, could be a very strong player. Just keep it simple, straightforward. Bishop up, oh, he doesn't do that. So he's allowed me to play knight up, hit the pawn. So he might have to play bishop up now, he does. So I'll take that. He should just capture the pawn now, he doesn't. Now I drop back. I've just got to be a little careful, he's got checks. Got a knight that can block. Try and develop the bishop in castle. This pawn is loose now, so I'm threatening bishop takes. It's easy to miss, he does see it. So he does well to see that. So I think I'll just take. Let's just play up and try and castle and free the knight. Right, the knight's now free to move, so we can go up, hit the queen, we can come this side. Probably go up and chase the queen away. Then the knight's hanging and he can't defend it on these squares, so it should win a piece. Bishop covers that, knight covers that, and his knight is hanging, so unless he's got a creative move, maybe knight takes, then I can still win a knight, but again I'll lose a pawn. That's exactly what he's gone for. So do I want to double my pawns up, or gain a queen, lose a queen, gain a knight, keep my pawns intact? That looks better, so I'll do that. So I've kept the pawn structure intact there. I'm hitting this pawn as well. So I could drop back here, look to trade knights. That looks sensible. Piece for a pawn up, so try and simplify. Okay, so he's pushed up, so he's allowed the trade, but I can actually just grab the pawn now. I don't see why not. Let's just take, hit the bishop. Now I'll take the knight next move if I get a chance, and he'll have an isolated pawn. The knight is covered on all these forward moves by the bishop, so it should be winning, but you never know. It's possible to blunder, of course. Right, it looks like he's just going to run the clock down, not to worry. He's entitled to use his time to try and find moves if he wishes. But that's another win, should take me to 1700, it does, 1729, that's excellent. Right, I'm going to play my next game. Pushes up. Do I go for the gamble and push up and push up? Why not? Okay, plays knight down. I think I can still push there. Threatening to take and take. I think I can ignore this bit. Now I'm threatening to take and then queen check. Now, knight takes here is interesting, rather than grab the pawn. Knight takes... Wait, I've got queen check, he just goes back. I can take the pawn, but I want to take with a knight. But does that allow him in? I don't know. If I take, he can't then go across. No, I'll grab the pawn here. Oh, he pushes up, okay. So let's throw in a check. If he blocks, I've got another queen check. I'm wanting to grab this pawn, but I know I can take it with a check, but can I stop his king getting out? I don't think so. I better take. But now this pawn is a target. Rook and knight. Okay, so I've got queen check. He can't go there or there. He has to block. Maybe pawn up to kick the knight. It's a really ugly move, but I'm going to play pawn up to stop the threat against me, kick the knight somewhere, and then try and bring the queen in. But he's got a blocker, so I don't think that works. So maybe knight up and just castle here. Just go sensible, give myself a square to castle. I'm well down on the clock though. Ooh, he's got to move across. So I've got to check and I can still take the rook. If he takes with the knight, I can grab a pawn with check, I think. Okay, now we can take. Drop back. Oops, I'm trying to castle there. Okay, let's release the bishop. Okay, I'll drop back, maybe knight across to hit the rook. Just drop back and take if he takes, he doesn't. Hit the rook and put the knight in the middle of the board. Again, pre-move in case he takes. I've got to be a bit quicker now. Right, rook out wide. Again, pre-move in case he takes. He doesn't. Hold on, is there a threat here? Oh, I was going to cancel that, but I'm looking at check. The king's got to go back, and I think I win the knight. But then I've got a back rank issue to deal with. Right, now I'm okay because I can push a pawn. So there's no back rank to deal with. I'm not desperately urgent, I'm hitting pawns here. So hit the bishop. I'm still down on time. Right, let's try and open this up. Hit the pawn. Now another one. Now another. Right, I'm going up after his king now. I'm trying to push a pawn. Okay, I'm going to give him the pawn. Get his rook off the board. Now a piece and 3 pawns up, it's got to be winning. So put the bishop safe. comfortable on the clock now. Oh, that was a tough challenge, but a good win. Excellent. I'll play one more. Okay, let's play a traditional reti. Okay. Maybe it's time to take in the centre now. Try and open something up. Actually, let's bring the knight this way so this knight can drop back here. E4 is always an idea. Try and block the centre. Actually, maybe just take and get rid of this bishop is an idea as well. If he takes the knight, obviously I'll take it. He does. So I'll get a tempo, excuse me, develop the rook. Right, now I'll try and stop his pawn advance. So we're hitting both bishops there. There's a discovery on both at the same time. So it should win a piece. Now if I can get a rook across the pin and just trade everything off, get rid of the queens, he just resigns. It's an excellent win, puts me to 1794, excellent. Right, I'm going to play game number 10 now on Chess24. Just move the board up. I'll play a Caracal this time instead of the Sicilian. Now, does he push? He drops back, so I'll play rook across. Now, just keep it really simple. At some point I'll move the knight and we'll probably trade a bit off. I'll drop the knight around. Okay, that's a bold move. I think I'll move the rook across and drop the bishop back. So now we're lining up to get the queen on the diagonal. He drops back, so I've got the option to trade or ignore. So queen up if he takes, check over his mate. If he takes the bishop, it's a mate, so he can't, he knows that. I think I'll drop the bishop back. Now I've got the idea to push the pawn up and just sack something here to open it up. Oh, now it's definitely playable. Up moves, up. I'm just trying to open his king's side up if I can. Again, he can't take because there's an immediate mate threat. So that wins a pawn. Ooh, I've blundered the rook. Blundered the rook. Wow, just forgot about it. Wow. I just forgot about that. And that loses the game, doesn't it? So easily done. Now, have I got any tactics? I don't think there is any. I mean, he can sack it completely now. He should take the bishop there. Okay. Yeah, that's so easy to blunder like that, and there's no way to escape out of this now, is there? So this has to be lost. He has to find a way to lose this now. So he pushes up. And I have to play a bishop up. And now, ooh, if I play a pawn up, I've got to go up 2 to stop the queen in. I've got to move the king to free the knight. He should just be taking it. I don't know why he hasn't. He should just take the knight, not let me keep it. So he plays queen down. So again, I can't stop that, so it's either gamble give up everything. Clearly I can't do that. Yeah, there's not much point playing on here. I'll play a few more moves, but I don't really see any way that I can possibly win here. No, I'll just resign that one. Well done. Let's get on with another one. Oh wow, 2500. This is a very well established player, way out of my league. I will never get a rating anywhere near that. Right, he does move. Okay, he just pushes. So b4 is a move, or I can just take. I think I'll go b4. He takes. So I think d4 is correct here. I'm just sacking a pawn. It's basically known theory in the Reti to do this. I don't want the knight up or the bishop up. Let's bring the knight up. Maybe the bishop may be technically better, but I'm just going to plant a knight forward. Now I'll bring the bishop up. Just pressure the pawn. Okay, bring the queen up. He has got knight down. I can trade. That's a good move to hit the pawn. Okay, bring the bishop back. I mean, clearly this player is way out of my league. 2600. Yeah, I've got to risk pushing up there. I know there's a pin coming. Yeah, he's got the outside pass pawn now, hasn't he? So he can just keep it nice and simple. There's not too much I can do. Oh, can he get away with that? Oh, it's just going across. So I don't think there's any sacrifice I can play. I've just got to let him take here. It's a case of, does he go with bishop or knight? Okay, assuming the knight moves, I'll have to trade the rook. He plays forward. Now, queen up must be wrong. I don't want the knight to move to hit the queen. But knight over, get it in the middle of the board, you never know. He plays up. So get knight into the middle of the board, hit the bishop. Oh, he just... No, he hadn't blundered. I'm now threatening the knight. The queen was supporting the knight, of course it was. But now he drops back. So I could sack here now. If I sack though, my knight's pinned, but I think it's protected. So I'm going to go for it. He'll take the rook, or he should take the rook. Okay, so hit the knight and try and give the king a square. Goes back. So now I've got a queen check and he can't block it. So I'll go for that and get the king out of the way. I don't want the king where the queen is, though. He might get on the diag. I'm going to have to do it. I've given him an easy rook across, so that was poor. Maybe I can pin his knight. But I don't want him getting my queen pinned. Obviously I want to grab the pawn if I can. So So he plays up. So I've got a queen check. If I take, I've got a check here. I'm going to have to take and just risk letting him in. So I've got check. Ah, doesn't he just drop the rook back and then I'm stuck? I can't defend the mate threat, can I? Yeah, I can't defend that. Well done, but way out of my league, a player at that level. Okay, so he hits the pawn, so I think I'm okay to castle here. I think I'm still okay with rook to b1 if he takes. He doesn't. Knight up's a move. I think I'll just move the pawn up now. Okay, I'm going to drop the queen back, maybe bring the knight across. So I'll take a knight over. Okay, trade the knight. Get the rook off the diagonal. Okay, so he can always push here. Well, that gives me a tempo on the queen. If queen down, I can go across. Right, break that pin. So now the pawn's free to take if he pushes. Maybe g4, g5 is a potential. I'm going to play unusually here. Looks a bit odd, this. But maybe get the other rook active. Not sure where. Let's put it on b1 and threaten to push. Now he does play to open it up. I think I have to take. I don't think I can leave that. Yeah, get rid of that. Now, if I push, my rook comes up. I think I'm okay while he's only got one rook on the file. He just comes up. Once he doubles up, there's a back rank mate threat, of course. So grab the pawn, he plays across, I can take. So I think this is a pawn. Okay. Awkward. How do I do this? I'm going to double these up on the C file. Not sure if it's right or wrong. Oops. Queen up allows rook check, but the king can move up though, but I'm going to push the pawn. Now can I get a pawn forward and open this up a bit? Oh, he's allowed to trade. So surely that wins the pawn. I don't see how he defends it. If I get a second pawn, it should be cleanly winning. And now his king can't come forward either. He's definitely misplayed this. Yeah, rook across should be winning. Rook over, just push the pawn. I'm threatening a check and promote, so that should be a good win. Worth a try, just in case I blundered, it was worth a try. Okay, fix the king. That's an excellent win. Excellent. So I've made it to 1800, so that's good. What's that? Rematch offered, click to accept, okay. Plays queen across. Now I've maybe got queen up here. No, knight up, it's a bit too ambitious. Can it be played now? Has he got a dangerous bishop move? Let's just castle. Right, I'm gonna try and gain some space. Oh, what am I doing? I didn't mean to move that. I didn't actually mean to move that. Wow. I'm still getting used to the way these controls work. No, I can't move that. The bishop hangs. So let's drop back. Okay, now the rook hangs, so just drop it back. So he hits the knight. Now I don't want to go across, don't want to defend there. Let's defend here, maybe drop it back where the queen was. I want to push a3 if I can. Oh, he allows the knight to be traded. Okay, I'll do that. So now play the a3 move, put pressure on both of these pawns. He pushes up, so I can grab a pawn, pressure on the knight, pressure on the pawn. My bishop is not protected, so I've got to be aware of that, but now I can grab and hit the bishop. He goes back. Now I've got queen in, which is a little bit of a nuisance move, I think. He can play across and then I can just drop the queen back. I don't think I can grab a pawn, but I'm trying to deflect the bishop from defending the knight. Oh, he drops right back. So can I play up now, hit the bishop? He has to stay on the diagonal. I don't think I can trick him there. I think I'm just going to plan to drop the queen back and hope it's not trapped. Right, now I'm threatening queen down to target mate. Oh, and I've allowed him to trap it. I've walked into the trap. I can't believe that. Wow. Cannot believe I've done that. Cannot believe I walked into that. Wow. That's just concentration, not to worry. Clearly there's no way to win this. There shouldn't be. Oh, he's blundered a queen. Wow. I can't believe that either. Okay, let's drop the bishop right back. And suddenly I'm a rook up, having been completely lost. Right, put the knight on a square where it's got multiple moves, bring the rook across. So we've both had a really seriously bad lapse in concentration this game. Now, which is the right one? It's got to be this rook, I think. He can't afford to trade, but if I get a check, I win the bishop. Wow, I had a resignable position, and we've both just had a complete brainwave this game. So there's a back rank check threat, winning the bishop. Grabs the pawn. I've still got a check threat, actually, maybe. Let's go for that. So hit the bishop, hit the pawn. The knight does defend, I have seen that. Bishop supports this pawn. Oh, now he's dropped his bishop. His knight is going to struggle to defend that. So that's excellent, that's a good win. So that puts me, what, 1835, very good. Where does it show me what my stats are? Is that on the home page? 13 games, and I think I've just had them 2 careless losses there. So that's 11 wins and 1835, very good. Right, I'm going to play my next game now. Oops, just get the board in the right position. I think I'll play a Sicilian. Okay, I'll take. What? I think pinning the knight is okay here. If queen checks, I've got knight up. I want to just try and simplify the position if I can. Okay, same sort of difference with a bishop, but I'll take with a queen, so I'm covering the pawn. Right, he pushes, so we have a French style. Get rid of the knight though, play knight up, knight up. He doesn't have a light squared bishop to hit the diagonal, so it's a little bit safer for black. But still tricky, not easy. But can I make use of this extra pawn and just fly up the board? Right, I'm lining up to push. He might play f4. Knight up to put pressure on the pawn is always an idea. And maybe h6 just to give the king an escape square at some point. So he plays queen up, so he's tempting me to go forward. I don't see why not. Okay, so he's come over, so I think block with a knight, but allows h4. Then I've got h6. Could be messy. Could be messy, but knight up, he's got g4 immediately. No, I'm going to block with a knight. If h4, maybe queen across or queen down. Yeah, let's play queen across. If he pushes, I can take. Otherwise, h6 next move, I think. Is f6 blue? No, it's got to be h6. I've got to go for this. It could get very, very messy here. Bishop down is covered by the knight. The knight is hanging though, there's nothing protecting it. So he does go for this now. I can't move the knight because it's mate, so I have to take. So can I take here? Do I take here? I think I have to really. Now I can grab another pawn here. Might be a mistake because he opens up pressure from the bishop. But I've got two extra pawns if I can just stay safe. So rook across, but how do I chase his queen away? Queen f7 covers all three pawns, so queen f7 is an idea. Even rook to c8 to pressure the bishop is an idea. Let's just see what line he goes for. I wonder if f3 is a move even, just to try and open his king up. No, I think rook across or queen across. I like the idea actually queen across and tempt him to give him a pawn back. He plays up. So now rook across. I'm still covering the bishop down, not now. So let's try and trade queens at the expense of a pawn, which I'm happy to do. This pawn is loose now, of course, on d4. So if his queen runs away, I might be able to grab d4. But I've got to be careful. Oh, he takes with a rook. So I've got queen check. Or I can take the queen. It's got to be right to take. Put the rook forward. I want to go for this pawn, but I'm not sure how just yet. So maybe bring the king up behind the rook. Okay. Can I grab the pawn? He takes, he takes. I think I can grab the pawn. I'm threatening a knight check to get my knight out, so I have to go at the corner there really. So again, I can grab another pawn. I've got knight check, he has to step over, and I think that wins the bishop. He has to go across, and I just check and win the bishop, I think. Is it mate? It's just checkmate, isn't it? He's gone to the corner, so that's checkmate. Excellent. Let's play another game. Right, we're both very similar rated here. Okay, let's keep it traditional. I think I'll take there instead of pushing. End game or not, I think I'll move the queen. Maybe bishop up to pin the knight. Up here. Well, so he's allowed knight across to trade everything off. I think I'll play for that. Okay, so put a rook on the open file. Ooh. I'll push the pawn there because he doesn't have a dark squared bishop or knight. He might advance, so I'll just counter it immediately. Again, he might push up, he does. Now I'll take the chance to get rook forward, hit the queen and pawn. So can I win a pawn? That's the question. The bishop hits the pawn as well. Actually, bishop take might be stronger to get tempo on the rook there. Let's go with the bishop, getting a tempo on the rook. Now I've got queen across to try and trade queens. Actually, maybe bishop back to pressure the pawn there, but I'm just going to drop the bishop right back. Maybe trade here now. I'm threatening just to trade here and win another pawn, so he's got to do something about this. Okay. Rook across. I'm directly hitting the rook. If he takes, I get a tempo on his rook as well. He pushes. Hold on. I can just get a free rook. Then take. Now, can I get his rook off the board? I'm aware I'm offering a pawn there to get his rook off the board. But I'm a clean rook up, so I'll keep it simple. So barring blunders, I should be winning. Well, I am winning. But blunders are always possible. So this pawn is hanging. Do I need to keep it? If I go up, he's potentially got bishop down. Let's just go pawn for pawn. There's another pawn hanging. So I'm going to bring the bishop up. Oh, he shouldn't have taken there. He's a clean rook down, he shouldn't have taken there. So this is all safe, he's got no counterplay, so just push the pawn. I'll just get this one for free. He can't really block with a pawn because he lets my queen in, that's a mistake. Now that's just game over, next move really. Rook across, threatening a back rank, he can't defend that. Okay, he has to take. This is clearly very cleanly won now, barring any crazy silly stalemates. Well, again, it's telling me my opponent is disconnected, so it'll just count down. Is it 30 seconds? That's a bit unfortunate, not to worry. Oh, he hasn't disconnected, he's there. That's good, he resigned, so that's put me to 1900, that's excellent, 1900.